Greetings, Lead STEM Academy parents, and welcome to our February cast off with the counselors. This is Todd Sear from the counseling office, and I'm going to get started. So, what are we talking about this month? Well, there's not a whole lot. This is not a jam packed uh, cast off, so it should go pretty quickly. But we've got important topics to discuss, and they are elective selection, magnet school decisions, our new chronic absence attendance program, the CTE program selections, our new bingo program. Lots of new programs going on at LEAD right now. And finally, dates to remember. So let's get started. First, I'm going to talk about elective selections, and I'm specifically talking to my 6th and 7th grade parents right now. Okay, so the elective is the class that the student chooses. Okay, for 6th grade, the electives are pretty limited. We've got the fine arts, which is orchestra, band, choir, art and guitar. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Okay. For 7th graders and 8th graders, the selections open up. But anyway, um, there is a Google form that students use to choose their electives. Um, it's in the Deckhands Canvas page right now. So that's for 6th graders. And it will be put into the 7th grade Canvas page, which is the midshipman, when Mrs. Murray finishes her visits. So how it works is we're asking students to pick their top 4 choices. Okay, 4 choices. And for my 6th grade parents, I made a quick video to explain the process for choosing top 4 electives. It's in my Canvas page. I highly suggest that my students watch it. As always, we do our best to give students their top choices. I'm not going to make any promises, but we really do try our best. Now, I want to remind you of several things. The electives are for 1 semester or for 1 year. So if it's a semester-long elective, it runs from either August to December or January to May. Okay. If it is a year-long elective, then it runs from August to May. Okay. Um, this is very important. We do not take elective change requests once the school year has begun. We give students plenty of time to pick the electives that they want. We do not honor requests for changes because they don't like their classes or they want a different teacher. It's not how it works here. Some of the electives, 4 electives in particular, require an application. Okay, so we're talking about the robotics, competitive robotics class, the TV production class, the yearbook publications class, and student aid. Those 4 classes require an application, which is sent to the students by the teachers. Okay, and we have explained to the students. I have explained to my 6th graders. Mrs. Murray is currently explaining to the 7th graders that application must be complete in order for them to be considered for that class. And finally, if your child is currently enrolled in a fine or performing art and wants to continue on to the next level, they must be approved by the teacher. Okay, so let's talk classroom visits. I wrapped up my classroom visits last week. I visited science classes. Today, by the way, is the 20th of February. So I wrapped up my visits last week, and there is a slideshow presentation, which I shared with students. I showed it to them when I went into the science classes, but it's also in my Canvas page, the Deckhands. Um, the form itself that the students are going to use is also in my Canvas page. It is a Google form, as I mentioned earlier, and it's called the 7th grade elective selection form. Mrs. Murray is currently visiting ELA classes, and I believe she's going to wrap up those visits next week, and that's when she will post the form for 7th graders. Okay. All right, magnet school decisions are about a month away. So the district says, the magnet school website says that the lottery results will be available in March. They don't have a specific date. They usually don't because They don't want to disappoint or get flooded with phone calls if the decisions are not posted on like March 3rd. So hang in there. Now, if you have a child that applied to a magnet high school, let's say, so my eighth grade parents, this is how the process works, in case you didn't know. You will get an email from the school district that says that your child's status has changed. The kids don't get the first email, you get the email. And then you log into your account at magnet.ccsd.net, okay? And then your child's magnet status will be displayed. So I want to make something clear. The email that comes from the magnet department does not say your child was accepted at Northwest Career and Technical Academy. No, the email says that your child's status has changed. Then you log in to the magnet site and it'll tell you whether your child was selected, whether they were not qualified, or whether they were placed in the alternate pool. And if your child is placed in the alternate pool, that means that if a position opens up in the future, like a seat opens up at that school, they will be considered for that seat. Okay. Um, once once the information is out that your child was accepted to the school, then you will get an email from the school. Your child will get an email too from the school. This takes like a day or two in my experience. And it'll say, "Welcome to Northeast Career and Technical Academy," and it has important information in it. Um, on that page where it gives your child status, you can accept the seat at that school. So we highly recommend that if your child wants to go to that school, accept that seat right then and there. And then they're guaranteed to go to the school. Okay. So that's magnet. And I mean, this applies, if you have a child that's applying to lead, fifth grader, same thing. Okay. All right, there's a new program that starts tomorrow, as a matter of fact, that is targeting our chronic absences. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Mr. Tarboro, our school social worker, he is spearheading this program, and basically, he's working closely with our students who are chronically absent. And there's a few, you know. So here's what the program consists of. He has already identified the top 10 students across all three grade levels who have chronic absences. Okay. Those students will be placed in a nav time study hall starting tomorrow. So tomorrow's Wednesday, the 21st. Students are automatically placed into that nav time. And the teacher that they have for that study hall may not necessarily be one of their own teachers. We have a specific teacher for sixth, a specific teacher for seventh, and a specific teacher for eighth. That teacher's job is to help students with their makeup work, with their missing assignments, communicate with their classroom teachers, help them get the work that they need, help them, study for assessments and things like that. Okay, so this is a brand new program that's starting up tomorrow, the 21st. Sometime in the future, there will be an after school study hall. We don't have a date on that one. We don't have teachers yet. Mr. Thorson's still working out the details. But that will be a mandatory study hall after school for students that need a little extra help. Okay. The bottom line is we want your kids here every day. We want to see our navigators on campus every day. It's really important that they're here. If they're not here, they don't learn. And please keep in mind that we are on the block schedule. So a student missing one day is kind of equivalent to missing 2 days. Okay, so attendance is really important. CTE and magnet program selection. So I am specifically talking to my sixth grade parents right now because it is almost time for them to pick their magnet programs. Okay. So yes, sixth graders are going to choose their CTE or magnet programs in March. So we're not quite there yet. We're almost there. Okay. So here's some important information. CTE stands for Career and Technical Education. We have 3 CTE programs here at LEAD: Robotics, Automation, and Manufacturing, Computer Science and Cybersecurity, Architecture, Construction, and Technology. Okay? Students pick a program in 6th grade, they join that program in 7th grade, and they're in that same program through 7th and 8th grade. Okay? When I visited science classrooms recently, I touched upon this with my 6th graders. Okay? So it's really important that everybody understand, if a student chooses robotics for 7th grade, they do not move to, let's say, cybersecurity in 8th grade. Students are in the same program for both 7th and 8th grade. There are specific classes that go into their schedules that go along with those CTE programs. Okay. And as I stated, 6th graders are going to choose their CTE programs using a Google form, which I will post in my Deckhands Canvas page next week. Next week is the start of March. So that's when the form will go live. Okay. All right, another new program to discuss that's already running here at Clark, at LEAD. You may have heard from your students that they have been given these bingo boards. So let me explain that program. Okay, so these bingo boards are all about STEM. Yes, another acronym, another STEM acronym. This is separate from, science, technology, and mathematics. Um, this STEM stands for solving problems, trial and error, effective communication, and mental perseverance. Okay, we are looking for our students to be using these skills in their classes. Okay, STEM. So, students were given bingo boards, teachers were given stamps. Okay, if the teachers notice students using these 4 skills, they will stamp the students' bingo boards. Okay. Each time they see a student using one or all or several of these skills, they will stamp the student's bingo board. Okay. In the appropriate place. Now, this program is running until Friday, the 8th of March. Okay. So on the 8th of March, students are going to turn in their bingo boards. Now, any students who have blackout on their bingo boards, so they've got them completely stamped, will be submitted for a drawing, okay, for prizes. All right. And the bingo boards are going to be drawn randomly, and students are going to get prizes. To give you an idea of the prizes, most of the prizes are gift cards to various places. Okay. So that's a new program that has already started. The students got their bingo boards 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So when they come home, ask them, hey, what's up with your STEM bingo board? Hopefully they can explain it. All right, we always finish up with our dates to remember. There's not a whole lot to discuss, but here we go. This Saturday, the 24th, is a Rebel Navigator STEM Day here at LEAD. From 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, there will be an event going on. It's kind of like community outreach. It is in partnership with UNLV. If you'd like more information, it's available at our website, leadstemacademy.tech. And I just realized I left out the D, leadstemacademy.tech. Okay, the next date I want you to be aware of is Friday the 8th, the same day that we're collecting the bingo boards, is the end of the 3rd quarter. Okay, so all makeup work for quarter 3 will be due prior to Friday the 8th. It's up to the teachers what specific date they want to give. But that's also when we leave for spring break, is Friday the 8th. Okay. And then spring break runs from Monday the 11th to Friday the 15th. And then we're back the following Monday, which is the 18th. Okay. So that's it. Not a whole lot for the end of February, beginning of March. All right, we're going to try this one more time, a live Q&A. We tried this last month and it didn't work out well. I'm going to make sure that the link goes out to you in a timely manner. Um, but we ask you to join us on a Google Meet where you can see our friendly faces. You can show your friendly face. You can ask your questions or, just say hi. So that's going to take place next Tuesday, the 27th at 9:30 in the morning. Um, Hopefully, all three of us counselors can attend. Um, Keep an eye out for the invite. Well, if you want to be a part of the Q&A, you will get a link for a Google form that you can fill out, which is an interest form. And then once you fill out that interest form, then you will get emailed a link to the Google Meet, okay, which will take place, as I said, next Tuesday, the 27th at 9:30. Okay, we are the Student Support Services Department. I am the sixth grade counselor, and there's my email address. Mrs. Murray is our seventh grade counselor, and there's her email address. Miss Cloud is our eighth grade counselor, and there's her email address. And Mr. Tarborough, as I mentioned, or Coach T, as we like to call him, he's our school social worker, and that's his email address. And we love working with your kids. All right. Thank you so much for your attention, for your support. If we don't see you, hope you have a wonderful spring break, and we will talk to you in March.